بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. در ابتدا از جناب
In the name
آقای
of God, the most
بردی
compassionate,
محمدوف،
the most
رئیس
merciful.
جمهور محترم و همچنین جناب آقای قربان علی بردی محمدوف،
First, I sincerely thank His Excellency Mr. Serdar Berdimuhamedov, the esteemed President, and His Excellency Mr. Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, the esteemed national leader of Turkmenistan, for inviting me and hosting this important cultural meeting in honor of the great personality and renowned mystic, Megtimguli Piragi, under the title The Interconnection of Eras and Cultures, the foundation of peace and development in the city of Ashgabat. Ladies and gentlemen, in the vast political and cultural territory that today encompasses Iran and Turkmenistan at its heart, in the time of the Seljuks, poets and historians described its boundaries stretching from the Amu Darya to the Euphrates, and sometimes from Kashgar to Aleppo. For a long time, people have lived peacefully despite the diversity in ethnicity and language, sharing a common civilizational and cultural heritage. In this expansive territory, a relatively unified and cohesive cultural structure has prevailed, despite the presence of various ethnic groups, languages, dialects, and the rise and fall of different ruling dynasties. The cultural manifestations of this vast region have always drawn from the same sources, and hence the diverse expressions of culture, art, and literature exhibit such precise similarity and closeness that they can only be explained and justified by acknowledging a unified cultural foundation. The relations and friendship between the great nations of Iran and Turkmenistan, as two neighbors with long borders, have always been friendly, brotherly, constructive, and based on mutual interests, and continue to grow steadily in all political, economic, and cultural fields. Significant parts of the history, literature, and culture of the Iranian people share a strong connection with the people of the Central Asian civilization. This connection is like a light refracted through a prism, illuminating and enriching our surroundings. The existence of Islam and the spread of Islamic rituals through Iran and Central Asia, coupled with cultural and religious exchanges, alongside linguistic ties between Iranian ethnic groups and the peoples of Central Asia, have further enriched this shared civilizational wealth. Ladies and gentlemen, the strength and stability of friendly relations between nations owe much to the efforts and concerns of scholars and exponents of ethics and spirituality. The exchange of ideas and cultural interactions among human groups has emerged outside the realm of governmental control, recognizing no borders or barriers. In this regard, the role of the legendary figures of our poetry and literature, such as Ferdowsi, Rudaki, Sadi, Khayyam, and many other stars in the sky of knowledge and art, in introducing the pure culture and rich civilization of the East, is undeniable. Our distinguished scholar and great poet, Megtimguli Piragi, is a prime example of this civilizational journey and a standard bearer for the elevation of Turkmen culture and language. Throughout his fruitful life, he significantly contributed to the development of valuable human concepts, and the charm of his art and beautiful poetry has enriched our literary garden. Many reasons behind the enduring nature of our customs, traditions, and linguistic dialects owe a great deal to the tireless efforts of those great figures who devoted themselves wholeheartedly. If the Persian language witnessed a revival through poets like Ferdowsi, the Turkmen language and literature are also indebted to the great poets and writers like Megtimguli, who played an unparalleled role in preserving Turkmen literature. Perhaps Megtimguli's greatest concern was safeguarding human dignity amidst events that still pose threats to our surroundings. His attention to spirituality, morality, justice, freedom, unity, equality, and human rights, alongside a proper understanding of Islamic concepts and love for the family of the Prophet, forms the core of this great mystic star. The collection of his poems and surviving works reflects a vast sea of ethical, political, social, and cultural themes, reminding us of the depth of his thoughts and the richness of his words. The noble literature of the East has displayed unique aspects of passion and the pursuit of knowledge, and Magtinguli's poetry, as a treasure of moral virtues, fits perfectly into this tapestry. In the belief of this great poet, Islam seeks nothing but the happiness of humanity, having emerged to perfect moral virtues and elevate the human spirit. We, alongside our ancestors, believe that Islam is a religion of peace and brotherhood, and the mission of the noble Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, was for nothing but the perfection of moral virtues. One of the topics I wish to address is the existence of hidden plots aimed at causing division and hostility among Islamic sects, an issue that the entire Islamic community must take into account. Important parts of the Islamic world face the threat of extremism and the growth of groups whose very existence revolves around injecting division and separation into the Islamic community. When figures like Magtinguli speak of the convergence and unity of Islamic societies, they are well aware of the dark aspects and calamities associated with disunity. The verse "and hold firmly to the rope of Allah altogether and do not become divided" is the best and most effective way to prevent any discord and create unity in its true sense in today's turbulent world. Dear audience, the concept of unity and the creation of harmony is not limited to Islamic societies alone. The discussion of peace, deepening brotherhood, and establishing a dialogue for consensus is a need for the international community today. However, many factors of unilateralism still disrupt human coexistence. A clear example can be seen today in Palestine, where the rights of a people with a distinct history, culture, and identity are being ignored. When speaking of oppression and injustice, the image of the suffering people of Gaza comes to mind. The depth of the Gaza crisis, the brutality of this unequal war, and the ongoing savage attacks on the cities of Lebanon are beyond description. Another topic and example within Magtinguli's poetry is his correct understanding and fear of the rise of ignorance and the harm caused by illiteracy or moral neglect, which could lead society toward enslavement or blind prejudice. For years, immorality and the abandonment of spirituality have posed numerous challenges to our time. In conclusion, I take this opportunity to once again thank the esteemed government of Turkmenistan for organizing this important cultural event. I hope that with the strengthening and expansion of cultural cooperation, especially through the organization of similar ceremonies, we can take significant steps toward the worthy introduction of our shared literary and cultural heritage. Thank you all for your attention.
در ذهن ما نقش می‌بندد. عمق بحران غزه و قساوت به کار رفته در این جنگ نابرابر و ادامه حملات وحشیانه به شهرهای لبنان خارج از توصیف است. از دیگر موضوعات و مصادیق شعر مختوم قلی درک درست و ترس وی از رونق جهل و آسیبی بود که از جهت بیسوادی و یا دوری از اخلاق می توانست جامعه بشری را به سوی انقیاد و یا تعصب کور سوق دهد. بی اخلاقی و دوری از معنویت سالهاست که روزگار ما را با چالش‌های عدیدی مواجه نموده است. در پایان فرصت را مغتنم دانسته و از دولت محترم ترکمنستان مجدداً بابت برگزاری این نشست مهم فرهنگی تشکر می‌کنم. امیدوارم با تقویت و توسعه همکاری‌های فرهنگی و بالاخص برگزاری مراسم‌های مشابه گام مهمی در زمینه معرفی شایسته مفاخر و گنجینه‌های ادبی مشترکمان برداشته باشیم. از توجه همه شما عزیزان سپاسگزارم.